I mentioned in a previous video that I'd had a dream while I was in a relationship that I'd kept thinking that I needed to end, but I didn't have any exact evidence. Not that you should need evidence, you should go with your feelings, but I'd been ignoring my gut instinct to keep the peace. And in the dream I had, a close friend of my mum approached my car with my ex-partner's daughter, and she had a black eye. And that helped me to understand some of the things that I had been picking up on and hadn't connected the dots. But interestingly, like most things in dreams, the symbols mean more than one thing. And so when I've been listening to some podcasts about astrology recently, I came across this black eye galaxy, which is part of the Virgo supercluster in the constellation Coma Berenice, which I'm probably murdering the pronunciation of. It's also called the Sleeping Beauty galaxy and likely connects back to some of that mythology around Sleeping Beauty. It's named after Queen Berenice, who cut her hair as a sacred offering. And that constellation contains the North Galactic Pole. I don't think that relates to the original relationship, but it's an interesting side quest to research anyway. There's another dream that I don't feel like I quite got to the bottom of yet. I'd asked for insight before I went to sleep about whether rekindling a relationship with a different ex was a good idea. The answer to that question is always no, by the way. In the dream I had, I was at a festival with live music in a car park, and there were several people dancing like an Irish type jig. There was this man singing appallingly out of tune, like it was hurting my ears, and I wanted him to stop. And I knew in the dream that this was the ex, even though he didn't look the same. And then I was really relieved when he stopped singing and it changed to beautiful music. And then this character was called Father in my dream. I took this to mean at the time about a relationship with somebody more committed. But I'm also wondering now about the symbolism of this idea of father as in father time and Saturn, because time came up a lot in some of my research, and my first word as a baby word, TikTok. I'm sure I'll understand more as time goes on, if you pardon the pun. Even though I think it's an interesting dream because it's one of the images that has stayed with me for quite some time, I also come back to this idea of questions are the answers that we already have. Essentially, if you need to ask a question about a relationship, you already know the answer, because if you don't feel safe, secure, reassured, etc., and you're asking cards rather than your partner, then that's a problem.